Okay, so the earlier stuff was very, very nice. It's later in the evening and there are some things I want to leave you thinking about. This is called More. But I do have a joke I just thought of today to keep the mood up really quickly. 16% of the people who live in inner cities end up in jail. But 90% of the people who play Monopoly also end up in jail. Think about that.
That's good.
Yeah. Let it marinate for a little bit.
You gotta let it marinate.
Yeah, roll it over my head.
You gotta let it marinate.
There's still 3 people left, like
That's good.
1:30. Oh shit, yeah! Okay. I thought of that joke because I played Monopoly 3 times yesterday. Hey, some people do crack, some people take the easy route, okay? More. There are more obese people in wheelchairs than handicapped people. Every year, there are more suicides than homicides. We spend more on food than we do on movies, books, CDs, DVDs, parking, and cable combined. People are more likely to look for their horoscope for advice than their friends. People are more inclined to read celebrity gossip than open a book. There are more flowers purchased for dead people than the ones who are still breathing. There are more engagement rings in stores than the number of marriages that make it past 2 years. 1/3 of the women in our country carry purses that are worth more than the entire contents of the purse. A single man in his 30s is more likely to flirt with a woman that lives 300 miles from him than one that stands 3 feet from him. We invest more of our tax dollars in prisons than we do in all of the high schools. The average parent spends more time every week looking for a closer parking space than they do with their own children. In the average school year, a teenager would have texted more words than they would have written in any of their homework and schoolwork assignments combined. The US represents less than 5% of the population, and we represent 1/3 of the world's consumption. We spend more money every weekend on alcohol and cigarettes than we do on all other forms of recreational activities combined. The war on drugs is being far more invested in the people selling drugs on the streets than the people selling drugs from Pfizer Pharmaceuticals. And oddly enough, there are more deaths every year caused by prescription medication overdoses than all recreational drugs combined.
When you compare it to what I was assuming.
The gambling industry makes more than the combined income of every concert, every sport, every movie, and every amusement park revenue for an entire year. There are more children in our country in orphanages than the population of Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach County. People are more likely to put their faith in technology to get them through the day than in God. What I'm saying may be difficult to hear, but it's sad that it's not difficult to believe. We want more, we expect more, we demand more. We want more cable channels that we can just complain because there's nothing amusing to watch. We want more iPhone applications as we consume hours and days of our lives with mindless technology. We want more hard drive space to store pictures that we didn't take and songs that we have no intention of listening to. We want more cell phone minutes so that we can continue to talk about nothing. We want more features on our computer when the only thing any of us use them for is to go on the internet. We want more food for our dollar as we sink further and further into obesity. We want more miles per gallon in our cars so we can continue to drive where we know damn well we can reach on foot. And we want more support from our family and our friends as we continue to live a life that is so far from our potentials. We want more money from our job, more hours in our day, and more free time. But if we got it, we'd only have more of this. More impracticality, more waste. More children that are born not as a union of love, but just simply as a consequence of sex. More distortion. More testing our durability with alcohol and drugs as we continue to want our body to function every morning, but abuse it throughout the rest of the day. We want more money given to the liars and deceivers that fill our cupboards with prescription medications that only cause us to feel more and more broken. My hope is not that we have any more. My hope is that we have, that we need, and that we want less. We ask so much of everything, but of ourselves, of our time, of what's created from our hands, of what comes from our mouths. We ask so little. We expect so little. I want more. I want more of what's real. I want more of what's right. I want more of you. And there's nothing that I want more than for you to want that. For you to have that.